I'm back. Do-do-do-do. Don't mind this. I don't know what happened. I did laundry yesterday and this one fell off, and then I looked down like an hour later and this one was gone. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick, affordable get ready with me. Sort of like my last one, but less in depth, I guess. I'm not going to be using as many products, and this has kind of just been my go-to routine for the past 2 weeks-ish since we've been traveling and all that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for today's primer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer. I just love that it doesn't feel heavy on my skin and it feels more like a moisturizer than a primer, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to put that all over my face. I had to put my hair behind my back because it's going to get in the way. But for my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Foundation. Yeah. And I'm using the shade 120. And I'm just putting a few pumps on the back of my hand. And I'm going to apply that with my finger. Just in dots all over my face. And then I'm going to take my foundation brush. I'm using my Morphe M439 brush. And I'm just going to blend that all over. Okay, now I'm going to be taking my Flower Beauty sponge, picking up some extra that was left on my hand, and just tapping that all over. There's the hair on my sponge. Gross. And I just use a sponge after my brush because I want my skin to look more like skin and not have like brush strokes and whatnot. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Ivory. And I have fallen in love with this concealer. It's really lightweight, but it gives you good coverage. And I'm all about that. Just putting a few dots on my forehead and down the center of my nose. Dots? There's a line on my nose. I'm just going to blend that out quickly with my Flower Beauty sponge. I'm going to bring the extra on my sponge up on my eyelid to prime for my shadows. For my eyeshadow. I cannot believe how quickly Christmas is coming up. It's insane. Like, I'm so pumped because my husband gets a 2-week break from school. Or something, I think. I hope. I'm saying he does, so he gets them. I'm mostly joking. But it'll just be so nice to just, like, Thanksgiving was amazing because I got to just spend time with my husband and our families, and I don't get to do that very often because he's always stinking busy. But yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my NYX banana my NYX banana powder, and I'm just gonna set my under eyes with this. I just love this powder because it helps to brighten my under eyes. And I don't really love to use like a white powder. I like the banana because with the white, I feel like I personally get a lot of flashback, like if I take a picture or anything. So this works because I don't get the flashback and it brightens my under eyes as well. And I'm going to take some and set the concealer on my lids as well. What are your guys' Christmas traditions? I know I just barely talked about Thanksgiving because I'm a slacker and don't know how to upload videos anymore, I guess, but whatever. I'm getting I'm getting back into the swing of things, guys. Also, now I'm gonna set my face with my RCMA No Filter powder. Is that what it's called? No, color powder. This is what it looks like. I love this stuff. This has lasted me like 2 years since I started doing makeup. And oops, it fell. like I've shown you guys before, I put it in this kind of a container because this container is so hard to like get product out of and like get on your brush. So I have transferred it into an older container that I had, and I love it. It's the best. So now I'm just going to take my Morphe E3 brush and I'm just going to pat this all over my face to set my foundation. Make sure that I have a powder base to work with when I'm using my powder products, like my bronzer and my blush. So Christmas traditions are always fun, right? So I want to know what some of your guys' Christmas traditions are. Like, do you guys do like big family get-togethers? Do you just do like just you and your spouse, your significant other? Or if you're single, do you like do a friends thing? I'm rambling, but I'm curious. I want to know what you guys do because I love traditions. I think that they're super fun. For my family, we have always done stuff on Christmas Eve as well as Christmas morning. Like growing up, my parents, we would like do the nativity. We would read out of the Bible. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, we would read the Christmas story, like the nativity, and reenact it, and then we would draw names like before Christmas Eve of like a sibling. So each of us would have a sibling that we would have to get a gift for. By the way, I'm using my CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder in Buff Beige for my bronzer today. Anyway, so we would draw names and have to keep it a secret. It never was a secret. We always ended up telling each other. But we would get them a gift, one gift, and we would get that one gift on Christmas Eve. And it was a lot of fun because I have a lot of siblings, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then on Christmas Eve, my parents also got us pajamas, so we got to open our pajamas and one gift from our sibling that had us. So that was one of my favorite traditions as well. So that's something that I want to do for my family, is do pajamas at least. We'll see about the Christmas gifts. We won't have money for a few years, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, I loved that tradition. It was always so fun to just spend Christmas Eve with family, and yeah. I know I'm putting a ton of bronzer on, but this bronzer, it's not even bronzer, but this powder is like super light and buildable, which is one reason why I love it, but it just gives you such a natural contour and bronzy face. So yeah. Anyway, and then Christmas morning, we would wake up. Obviously the kids would wake up earlier than my parents, but yeah, and we always wanted to see what Santa brought us. And so we would all run upstairs and like look and see what the haul was, because that was so exciting. And some years my dad would set up booby traps, actually, so he didn't want us to like go in and look at all the things or open anything, so we had to wait. And he usually did those like before me. Lame. Whatever. I'm now using my Japanesque blush in Florida Jus. I don't. I'm just using my Eco Tools buffing brush. You guys know I've loved this for blush for a little bit. Just stamping that on the apples of my cheeks and bringing it up. Anyway, so my dad one year set up like, because we had our Christmas tree in our front room. So like it was the entryway, and then like to the left was the front room. So he like put wrapping paper across the wall so you couldn't get in, and there's like this tiny slit at the bottom. So like we could peek, but we couldn't get in. So that was fun. But then we would like wait until mom and dad woke up, and then we would have to make breakfast, which was always huge. Like pancakes and navel skewers and crepes and walnut pecan pancakes, not walnut, and just so many things. Like we would have everything, bacon, sausage, just the whole shebang. And it was just my family, which I mean there's a lot of us, so whatever, but it was fun. Okay, now I'm gonna use my Milani, my sad Milani palette. This is the Rose Glow palette. I can't ever remember the name, but I'm gonna be mixing the first two shades. Anyway, so we would make breakfast, and then my dad was always the last one to get his food. My dad eats a lot of food because he's a man, right? Anyway, and so we always had to wait until dad was done eating breakfast, and then we could go and open our presents. And all of us were just like, always just like, Dad, come on, please, we're dying. And then we would go open presents and stockings and all of that, and then we would play with our toys, and that was Christmas. And I love it, and it's just so nice to spend Christmas with family. You know what I mean? What am I gonna do next? My eyebrows. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Dark Brunette. I think this one is a little dark, and that's why I haven't been using it, but we're gonna just go with it. Anyway, so yeah, tell me your Christmas traditions. I know I just rambled on about my Christmas traditions for like forever, but I like talking about it. It's just fun. Anyway, I'm gonna just do my brows off camera for you guys because nobody cares, right? If you do, I'm sorry, but yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly do my brows and I'll be right back. Okay, so my brows are done, and I used my e.l.f. Brow and Lash Gel to gel them because I always gel them. I always feel incomplete when my eyebrows aren't gelled. So let's go ahead and start. I'm already started. I'm basically done. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you how I've been doing my eyeshadow for the past little while. I have been using these ColourPop Single Super Shock shadows because they're so good. So I'm going to start with the shade Dessert. I'm starting with the shade Dessert, and it's just this beautiful cool toned brown shade. And I'm just going to be taking my Eco Tools brush and just getting some of that product on. I'm not putting a base shade down just because I don't feel like I need one for this, but I'm just going to be blending all over the lid and up into the crease just a little bit. I love this color. It's just such a good, like, everyday color. I always feel like colors always pick up, always. I feel like colors always pick up so much darker when I'm filming, because like in person this is such a beautiful, like, muted cool tone brown. On camera it looks like almost orangey brown, but it's so pretty, right? I think so. Okay, so now that I have that shade, I'm just doing, like I said, super minimal, what I've been doing for the past couple weeks. I'm now going to be taking the shade Reversible, and it's this really pretty shimmery brown shade, and I'm going to be applying that with my fingertip like that, and I'm just tapping that on the middle and inner corner or inner portion of my eyelid like that. Super easy, fun, beautiful look, right? Everyday wearable. I think so anyway. Some people might think this is a little much, but I don't. Just for fun, I want to add the shade Polly as well. It's this pretty, like, golden pinky shade. And same thing, I'm just going to add that with my finger. And I'm going to add that on more of the outer portion of my eye and blend that into the middle. So there's like this nice gradient. At least that's what I'm gonna go for anyway. I love this formula of the Super Shock shadows. Like, they're so buttery and just so good. They're just creamy and delicious, and sounds like food. I'm hungry. But okay, so now I'm gonna take some of that first shade, the Dessert shade, on my same brush, and I'm just gonna be focusing that on the crease and sort of blending those two shadows up here like so. I'm really liking this look. It's really pretty. Okay, so I do have a little bit of fallout with that second shimmery shade, so I'm just going to be taking my E3 brush that I had with my translucent powder, and I'm just going to softly sweep under my eyes. One suggestion that I would have is, if you know you're working with shadows that are already like, they fall out really easily and you don't want to ruin your makeup if you've already done your face makeup, just take your setting powder, your translucent powder, and just take it with a sponge. Just like dip your sponge directly into the powder like this and just tap it underneath your eyes so you have a thicker layer of the powder. And then once you're done, just sweep the powder away like what I just did, like this, and it'll get rid of that fallout. It's actually really, really awesome. Okay, so now for my bottom lash line, lashes, I'm taking my Morphe E18 E18 brush. It's just a dome pencil brush. And I'm jumping into that desert shade, and I'm just going to focus this on my lower lash line, like that. I'm buffing it pretty low just because I don't really care if it's like super smoked out or not. Just kind of just going in for it, you know? I don't make any sense in it for when I make these videos. Okay, like that, and that is all I'm doing for my eyes today because it's super easy, simple, and pretty. I think so anyway. So now I'm going to add my inner corner highlight. I'm going to be taking the highlighter shade, the first highlighter shade in this Milani palette, this color right here. I'm just going to take some on this brush, my Eco Tools brush, and popping that on the inner corner. This highlighter shade is so pretty, and I love like the effect that it gives. I feel like it just makes my eyes look a little bit more awake and open or something. Yeah, I don't know, but I just think it adds so much to a look for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I will never not highlight. If I do, it's because I've forgotten. I'm adding that same color to my brow bone. I added way too much on that side. And there you have it. Those are my eyeballs, my eyeshadow for the day. Just super wearable everyday eyeshadow. Now I'm going to quickly set my face with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I'm just going to spray it all over. Like that. Fan my face. I'm just going to take my sponge and pat down any peach fuzz. Super, super soft. For my lower lashes, since I've got my extensions still, I'm going to be using my Lash Blast Volume Mascara from CoverGirl. And just going to add that. Just a super light layer on the bottom lashes. I just stabbed myself in the flippin' eyeball. Don't do that. That's not recommended. But yeah, like I was saying, just a super light layer on my bottom lashes. And we're going to call it. And another tip is if you have any mascara that like gets up on your eyelid or like below anytime, what you want to do is just wait until it completely dries, like 100% dry. And then you're just going to take a brush and just fleck it off. Fleck it off? And just sweep it off, that's a better word. Because when you do that, it doesn't screw with your makeup and you get rid of it because it's already dry, so it just flecks off. Yeah, that's the right word. Okay. Anyway, now for my lips. This is the only thing that's not affordable that I've used, I'm pretty sure. But it's really awesome. So I'm using my Buxom Plump Line lip liner in the shade White Russian, and I'm just going to be lining my lips. It's basically the exact same shade as my lips right now. And I'm filling them in as well. I'm going to use my mirror. So I just filled my lips in with the Plump Line liner. And now I'm going to be taking my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. And I'm just going to put that right on top to give it a little bit more color. But it's still super light pink, which that's exactly what I wanted. So yeah, this is my look for the day. And let me know if you have any other suggestions that you'd like me to try. I am more than willing to try anything for you guys. But thanks for watching. I appreciate all of your support and I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.